Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous two-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Happy New Year, everybody. Today on CityCast Las Vegas, I'm with local artist Vogue Robinson and my co-host David Figler. And we're going to share our resolutions on the best things to buy, eat, and do in Las Vegas this month. It's Thursday, January 2nd. I'm Sarah Lohman, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. David, Vogue, besties, Happy New Year.
Hello.
Hi there.
We're back.
I like to think I'm also local-based artist David Figler.
You
but that's
are
cool.
local artist David Figler. And Sarah, you're a local artist.
And Vogue is so many other things as well, but the introduction is only a snippet of our depth of character and capacity.
Tip of the iceberg, if you will.
Tip of the iceberg. It's very brief. Listen, I know resolutions are kind of a loaded concept. Like science says, it kind of sets people up for failure. But I do like leaning into the freshness of a new year of to be reflective, right? And think about who we want to be as we barrel towards spring. So what's your Vegas resolution? What do you want to do or try this year in Las Vegas?
Every year for me, it's go outside some more while the weather is permitting. So that would be like my general resolve to continue to appreciate.
The best month in Vegas, in my humble opinion. January,
Really?
Get outside every day. Oh my God, yeah, it's like 62 degrees every day. It's perfect.
I'm a desert rat. I wait for March, but I hear
March
you.
is actually the best time, David. You're correct.
But Sarah brings her East Coast sensibilities here, so it's
I'm
fair. It's fair.
so happy this time of year. I'm so but whatever, from now until basically June. But we're heading into where the East Coast sensibility is this was the time of Great Depression and ice and snow and misery for me in most of my life. And now after 40, this is my favorite time of year. So seriously, Vogue, get outside, right?
Yeah. And we're glad you moved. Welcome to Joy.
Thank you.
In January.
So New Year's Day, I actually like to get up and do a hike in the morning as sort of my connect with nature reset. Last year I did the Petroglyph Trail at Sloan Canyon, which is, I think most people know the Red Rocks one, but this is, you climb up these extinct waterfalls and go into this cathedral-like canyon.
Easy
that has,
climb, too. Let's be real. It's for
not
novice.
a crazy
it's okay.
climb.
Yeah.
And the hot tip is when you get into it, you can veer to the left or the right. Go left, because the first year I did it, I went right. And that is sort of an easier climb up the mountains, but then you have to go down the waterfalls, which is more difficult. Yeah, it's really just looks like the trail ends. So definitely climbing up and going the other way around the loop is easier. So stay to the left.
And hiking tips for all Las Vegan: if you have a buddy, go with the buddy, but definitely let people know what your time frame is and have plenty of water with you no matter what.
It can be a fairly short hike, though. You can definitely be done in an hour, but you're going to want to hang out. I'm saying all this because I'm going to do it again this year, because since there are hundreds of petroglyphs in this cathedral-like canyon, it was also this moment of connecting to the people, connecting to the ancestors, And it feels like a really good and beautiful ritual for the new year for me. It's a beautiful, beautiful space. If you go before noon on New Year's Day, I mean, it's just so quiet and empty. I loved it. I highly recommend it. So, David, what about you?
David's going to be basic. Why not? I've been so extravagant and maybe a little off the rails for all my
Most
life
of your
to this
life,
point. Yeah, I'm thinking, go a little more vanilla. For January, I want to start up. Okay, wait for it. Here it comes.
Oh,
A hobby that's not
great.
writing or performing, or, I just something that is a thing I can immerse myself in, maybe with my partner. I have a love of bowling
Oh, that's
that
great.
I have long left dormant. And, every year, Ray and I, my person, we talk about looking at a mixed couples league or something like
Oh,
that. That might be
cute.
fun. And every year it's like, oh, maybe next year, maybe this is the year
This
for
is the
that.
year. I love a simple resolution that you can just, I mean, you now have to go to the bowling, but just to like, we're going to sign up the one thing. I love it.
And so I want to do it right. We do like bowling at Red Rock, but that's so far from where we live. It's a schlep. Maybe something like the Orleans or something. I'm going to look into it.
David, I think we should pick up pickleball this year. Do you want to
I'm
start
not going to pick up pickleball. I did it the one time. I felt like I conquered it and I'm done.
Conquered.
Conquered it.
Let's transition easily into our January in Vegas experiences. What are a couple things that we should like buy or do or go to that are very Vegas in January? Do you start with that, Vogue?
Sure. I mean, look, here's the thing. I like to hold on to the Christmas spirit for dear life with both hands. So the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the glittering lights continues until January 4th. So you can still go. So if you are just in denial.
Quick, you got 2 days.
You got 2 days,
Even
so
until
get up in
January
there.
6th. January 6th is the end of the Christmas season.
See, there you go.
That's Epiphany.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I didn't have an HOA, then I would leave my Christmas lights up all year long. But if you want to hold on to the Christmas spirit, if you just like sparkling lights and you want to just kind of ride out, you want to slow coast into January, it's $40 for a car full. You can bring all the snacks you want in your car. I think they will give you you can buy some hot cocoa. It used to be. I don't know if they still do it. And then some of the money goes to charities as well. So I feel like you hit all of the things, but there's something about sparkling lights, syncopated rhythms that delight the inner child. So that's like my number one thing right now, Sarah.
David, I feel like that's your fave light exhibit in the city. Is that true?
It's a good light exhibit. I like all of them. I like the neighborhoods too. But I think you're right, Vogue. The HOAs are going to Grinch that out of existence once the new year begins,
Krampuses.
right? So
Yes.
we'll see. So I love that Vogue picked this very like serene and righteously family friendly. Yeah, I'm going to go the complete opposite direction.
Yay!
For my experience, I'm going to just tell you this, and I haven't been to it in years, but to me, it's like the greatest of people watching, and that is the Adult Entertainment Expo. That's right, Vogue Robinson.
Oh my God.
David, I thought you said you were going to go vanilla. This is not vanilla.
No, going vanilla for my hobbies. I'm staying in the mix with the eclectic life that I have chosen for
Stay in the
myself.
mix. Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Back in the 90s when it was really part of the CES show, which of course is going to overtake Las Vegas.
Yeah, the tech show. I think that's so interesting.
Yeah, January 7th through the 10th. But at the end of the month now, at a different location, the AVN Awards show, which I'm probably going to pass because I've done that. And it's interesting. The categories of award that they give out are not suitable for rebroadcast on this venue. We want to keep our rating as it is on Spotify. That said, the expo is actually a hoot. And whether I go as media or as I go part of the, quote unquote fan experience.
Because it is open to the public, unlike a lot of other conferences.
It's open-ish to the public. It
Okay.
can get a little pricey to get in. And they offer everything from seminars to booths to displays of, novelties, we're just going to say.
Novelties.
And a lot of people think it's, as an adult entertainment expo, it's unadulterated, no holds barred, everything crazy, just letting it all hang
Good,
out.
David.
And that's not accurate. There is some restraint. There are boundaries, and that's a good thing. Trust me,
All right.
especially given the crowds. But yeah, so that's going to be fun. And that is going to be from the 22nd through the 24th at the Virgin *, presuming that the strike with Culinary Union is done.
I hope so.
I have mixed emotions about unions in general, especially our union here, for a lot of different reasons. But generally speaking, I am pro-union, and generally speaking, I honor a legitimate picket line. And this is definitely a legitimate picket line as far as, trying to get a contract.
Well, as we discussed at an earlier meeting here on the CityCast team, I just applied for my AEE press credentials.
Ooh.
I feel like I'm on the general hedonism beat here at CityCast, so this is definitely my territory. That really
is
delighted
your
Vogue. Yeah, the hedonism beat. So,
Well, this whole city is salacious, and we're just, the guides for people, and this is the January guide. So God bless us all.
yeah, well, I'm very excited, and I think we're definitely going to do an episode about it. So I'll report back in my classically open and understanding way. I'm going to have a great time. I'll tell you that right now. at the end of the day, the AEE is also like any other convention here, and that involves hours on your feet, miles of walking, talking until you just want to sit silently in a room. So it's also going to be work in a very real way.
And uniquely peculiar swag.
Yeah. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm actually genuinely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be super, super fun. So my pick, it's all about shopping. I do love to shop, but I love to shop in the rooting around like the real deal. Like if you compliment any Midwesterner on their clothing, they will tell you where they got it and how cheap they got it. Like this is like a point of pride. So with that, I really love Nellis Auction. So Nellis Auction is an online liquidation site. It's a lot of Amazon returns, but sometimes there's like...
Yeah.
So you bid on it online, and like literally I've gotten low-ticket items like cat litter boxes for like $1 each. And those things are like $30 or $40, even though the cheapest things, right? There's other stuff that's harder to get, but sometimes like... Oh my God, there's just so much stuff that's easy to get. Anyway, so you do that online and you pick up in person. They've got pickups across town. David, you'll love it. But now they've opened up a storefront.
I feel like they sometimes get cars from impound situations.
Everything.
Cars, appliances, rugs.
Yep. I got a toaster.
Oh,
I got wallpaper.
So a little bit of all the things. I've never successfully bidded and bought something because I'm afraid of the entire online system.
They take returns.
But I just want people to know, like, there's 11 things.
Whoa.
And the warehouse space is massive.
Sarah, this sounds like the beginning of one of those like adventures where you start with $1 and you're going to invest in something, and at the end of the journey, you have like $100,000.
Yeah, I'm sure you can flip shit, but
You know
who
what I'm
has
saying?
the time?
Yeah.
I don't. I just look for the things that I need.
Oh, I want you to have that adventure. I want that for you to turn a cat litter box into like a full-sized equipped RV.
David, who's got the time? Not Sarah Lohman.
Oh,
She's
boy.
too busy.
Sarah Lohman's come to shop.
They opened up a storefront. It's called Nellis Outlet. So every week it's open Thursdays through Tuesdays, and everything starts at $7. And then the next day it's $5, and then the next day it's $4.
Come on.
On Mondays everything is $1, and on Tuesdays it's 50 cents. That's what I'm talking about. So apparently it's just like big bins of stuff. I haven't gone yet. I'm actually planning to literally tomorrow. And you root around, and everything is the same price. Everything.
That's great.
I know. It's
heaven.
adventure. I have been to something similar on the East Coast that was specifically like these places just buy pallets of returns off of Amazon to then liquidate it through these stores. But, I've been doing Nellis Outlet basically since I moved here, so I'm so excited. So that just opened earlier in December, and so I'm excited for its addition to the Vegas shopping landscape.
Yeah.
So, yep, the new Nellis Outlet, it is open Fridays through Tuesdays, with the merchandise that remains getting cheaper and cheaper every day.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Shop Blinds.com right now and get up to 40% off select styles, plus a free professional measure. Rules and restrictions may apply.
What are y'all eating? Where are you eating, David?
I want to go with drinking instead, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
There's a possibility for a dry January, but not until I get to maybe one of the most anticipated bar spots of recent memory down in the Arts District. The Finally It's Here opening of Petite Bohème. So the long-anticipated French restaurant is coming to the Arts District, the brainchild of James Trees. He's in it with Keith Bracewell, another longtime figure in the whole James Trees Esther's Kitchen universe. And so they've already opened up the bar element of it, and it's called Petite Bohème, and that's under the guidance of bar manager Jonah Gibbs, who has been a guest here on CityCast Las Vegas. Very excited about the French restaurant that's opening around it, too. That's going to be a little bit later in the year, and that one's called Bar Bohème. But Petite Bohème looks amazing. They're going to be doing a cocktail program pretty unrivaled. The ambitions on this one are something that Las Vegas really hasn't seen, and I know that Jonah, because I've been talking to him about it, has been working on this for a really long time with a landmark martini program, lots of varieties served with chilled sidecars. They're going to pair every cocktail with a curated snack.
Chilled sidecar. What is that, David? Is that just fancy for first drink?
Yeah, it's a fancy drink.
Okay.
Sidecar the drink, or like when you pour a drink and there's a little on the side that they put in a little carafe?
It's a little iced sidecar, and that's all I know.
You just said the same word again.
I know.
I totally understand now.
I think it's a little special. Look, they've got all sorts of different kinds of vodka. They've got corn vodka, potato vodka, wheat, rye, barley. They've got all sorts of different gins. And you can get it any way that you want, from bone dry to shaken and stirred. And they've got garnishes from olives and onions and lemons and blue cheese olives and all that stuff. Look, it's fancy schmancy.
You love a martini.
And they're going to have all these bohemian cocktails that are going to be on the list that are specially created. I mean, this is elevated drinking. And I'm very excited that if I am going to do a dry January, I'm going to kick it off in this beautiful new space. It used to be, as many things in the Arts District were, something else. This was a transmission shop, so I love it.
Wait, if you do a dry January, you're going to go there? If you don't
if I am going to do a dry January, I'm going to cheat and do it in the month after I've gone to Petite Bohème. Okay, that's my kickoff.
Because as you know, January is my birthday month, and so I don't start my dry January.
Oh my God! All right, I'm dry. You convinced me I'm dry February, so I'm going to be at Petite Bohème every day in January. How's that? I am looking forward. They've got a lot of art, and the interior is really specially designed to make it really comfy, cozy. And then once that bar opens, which is called Bar Bohème, as I said, it's going to be I don't want to say game changer. That doesn't make any sense anymore in the Arts District. Every day is a game changer out there, but it's definitely a welcome addition. And, why not? French food. It's time.
Listen, the sidecar is a drink, but I think in this context, and Petit Bohème can reach out and correct. Usually when you're at like a martini bar, they shake or stir the martini, they pour some in the martini glass.
And you get the little extra.
And you get a little extra on ice next door.
That's what I'm thinking it is.
Kind of like
iced.
With a milkshake.
People. Yeah. I was just explain it to me in milkshake. Okay.
The thrill of knowing that there's more milkshake. It's the thrill of knowing there's more martini. Yes.
All right. Well, I will come back on the pod and correct us if we're wrong, but that sounds right. Anyway, I'm just excited. It looks fantastic.
All right, let's go. Vogue, what are you eating?
I do not have a food, you guys. I've been trying to stop letting my life revolve around food.
That sounds like not a what?
Sarah, what should I eat?
Well, my favorite LA restaurant is opening up in the Venetian. It's called Jelena.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you heard of it, David?
That sounds, it rings familiar, but I don't think I've ever been there.
They started at Venice Beach, they're in New York, and now they're opening up as of December.
That's why I've heard it before, because I used to haunt Venice quite a bit.
Oh, and it's like a restaurant there that is considered like, this is where the locals go. This isn't totally touristy. So they're opening up in this huge renovation at the Venetian that's bringing in so many new restaurants. Their soft opening is like December 26th. So by the time this airs, hopefully they should be up and going. I really love them. They describe themselves as produce forward. So it's not a vegetarian or vegan menu. There is some really beautifully sourced meats on there. But I do love vegetables, and I love mushrooms, and I love the whole non-animal world. And so just looking at their menu, which is already posted at jelena.com/Las Vegas, it just, grilled oyster, mushroom, tarragon butter, lemon, sunchokes and green goddess dressing, frites and a harissa aioli, barley roasted vegetable soup. They're also doing wood-fired pizzas, too, that look really, really delicious. I'm always down for reliable dining options on the Strip, and it's just like, their food is so beautiful and so delicious. I mean, I also have to shout out, too, because the owner is a big fan of my work, which I love as well.
Aww.
But, like, they really value this connection between, like, growers and restaurants, but also not working in sort of mainstream, very commercial produce, like really seeking out the best ingredients in the way that like Alice Waters sort of originated. Like, let's find ingredients that taste really good, and that's how we can make food that tastes really good.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm so excited to go, and I'm so glad that they are so much closer than Venice Beach now. Win.
I love that.
So, team, we've got our kicker. And that is the one do not miss event of the month. So where are you going? Where are you going, Vogue?
I'm going to the library, of course.
Of course you are. You sweet, sweet woman.
Such a library dork.
The gift that keeps on giving to this community forever.
They do so much. There's so many events. Get on the library mailing list. It's crazy.
Oh, heck
Immediately.
yeah.
Down the street around the corner. This is going to be at the Clark County Library on Flamingo. So they're having the 2025 Authors and Artists Fair. So there's going to be a publishing panel discussion, writing and crafting workshops, chapter readings by authors. They're going to watch the movie Harold and the Purple Crayon, which I've been wanting to watch anyways.
Cute.
And then some live performances by, apparently, did y'all know the Clark County Library has a jam band?
I did not.
David, are you in it?
Probably.
If I was invited, I would literally be asked to bring like apricot jam. They
Oh,
don't want my
Lord.
voice.
Oh,
They don't want my
you
voice.
could strum a few strings, but it's going to be really fun. It's a whole day, so it goes from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. They're going to have like little marketplace things happening, but yeah, all the activities are free.
I love our libraries.
So go to the library. More than 75 local authors and artists. Frolic, watch movies, bring your children, bring your inner child. It's on January 25th.
Fun. Okay. David, where are you going?
First and foremost, as a fan of the Vegas Golden Knights, big
Yeah.
time. And they're doing really well this year, so that makes it easier for me to be a fan because I'm a fair-weathered fan, but the weather is
At least
awesome.
you admit it.
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, no, sports is not my thing. I think everyone who knows me or would just even look at me for a second would know that. But I do love my Golden Knights, and they are going to be playing the Stanley Cup winning Florida Panthers on the 26th of January. That is going to be a
Exciting
really
game.
good matchup. But maybe more importantly is that one, Sarah Lohman and one David Figler have been invited as the CityCast hosts to turn that siren and get the crowd all pumped up. Yeah.
But you've buried this the whole time? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Bury the lead. We're going to crank that
Surprise,
siren.
surprise.
That's
Local
exciting.
celebs. I'm
Oh.
so excited. It will also be my first night's game. Not for lack of trying, but those tickets are hard to get. You
They
know?
are hard to get, but it's worth it because it is Vegas all the way, baby. I mean,
love
it's
it.
top level hockey. Two really good teams going at each other. And I hope us being there, hitting that siren, is going to put them over the top. They're going to come home with the W or the V for victory for Vegas Golden Knights.
Lord. So question, you had to put on skates and like skate ice
Oh,
skate
no,
across?
no.
Okay, that's my curiosity.
You just terrified me, Vogue.
I'm curious. I don't know how things work.
We're going to be up in the fortress in front of the castle
Ooh.
in the T-Mobile Arena upper level. Yeah, so
Fun.
it'll be great.
Ooh, snazzy. Take pictures.
Okay, so I do want to get a little wintry. I do feel like my East Coast friends don't understand that there is snow here, and it's also just up in the mountains. You can see it. But if you
Yes.
want to go a little bit more in depth, we've got the Fire and Ice Winter Festival in Ely, January 17th through 19th. How was my pronunciation? I practice every time I listen to KNNPR.
You did good.
Thank you.
I love Ely. White Pine County and Ely, that's my favorite non-Las Vegas, Nevada destination.
First of all, boroughs everywhere. Second of
Up in
all,
Ely, not so much. Beatty is more borough.
Beatty is more boroughs. You're right. All right, I take it back.
But Ely has it all. I mean, have you been to Ely, Sarah?
I've driven through Ely.
Okay, but you haven't gone to the Railroad Museum. You haven't checked out the nearby Lehman Caves. You haven't gone walking around the Hotel Nevada, which is an amazing artifact of a different time.
It's very cool. No.
You haven't looked at all the murals. You haven't hung out in the park.
The caves will not be open this weekend. But okay, here's what I'm actually really excited about. There's going to be snow and ice sculptures, and I've never actually seen large-scale snow and ice sculptures in person, despite being from the snowy East Coast.
Yeah.
There's an art contest. There's open ceramics painting.
I love what they're doing up there.
There's a mural walking tour that they're leading.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, the murals are great.
So fun. Yeah, so it's just, there's a bowling tournament, David.
David, now you got to go.
Yeah, they got an old school bowling alley. They got the old school movie theater up there. I mean, I'm telling you, Ely is a blast from the past of rural Nevada. It's just my fave.
Should we go? This is MLK weekend, so it's also a long weekend. If people want to go for more than a day trip, they surely can. I mean, it sounds amazing. There's also a train that shoots fireworks.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a horseshoe tournament.
Yeah.
There's
Sure.
a cornhole tournament.
You got to check out the train station. It is great. It's a
karaoke.
tour. Even if you don't go on the train, which you have to go on the train museum is destination worthy alone.
I mean, this sounds really really sort of nerdy and sweet and amazing.
I was going to say, for your inner the nerd that is you.
Yeah.
And they have an old shop cat up there.
Ugh.
Dirt 2.
You know I love a working cat.
And there's a statue for the old Dirt cat that you could go and pay tribute to.
I love that.
A working cat.
I do, Vogue. I love a cat with a job.
For the money.
Yeah. All right. Well, I haven't been, but I think I'm gonna go. It sounds so cute. Do you all want to go? We could take Ray too.
That weekend is probably going to be very lit. I will probably be in town.
Oh my God, this always happens.
I know.
So many things on the same day.
There's always something happening, but please enjoy.
I'll look at the sketch, but I will rarely turn down an opportunity to go to White Pine County.
Yeah,
I mean,
David
I'm going to
will
be
go.
honest. I do like that spot.
Make him bowl.
All right, let's go. I'll pick you up.
All right.
You're on my way. Well, thanks, guys. January sounds really fun.
It is going to be fun.
Thank you for the suggestions, Vogue and David. I love Vegas.
Me too. Thanks, Sarah.
Yep, fresh start January. Thanks, y'all.
That's all for today here in CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed this show, why not tell a friend? It's the best way to get the word out. Rate the show, leave us a review, and please subscribe to our morning newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Take care.
I love it.